Imagine for a moment you're on vacation. You finally get a vacation to Florida. You're going to bring your family, the wife, the partner, the spouse, the kids maybe. You got 2 kids. Say you got 2 kids. And you're finally getting away to Florida on a family vacation. You're going to bring your family. Maybe your mom and your dad. Let's just, for the sake of this, let's just pretend you're bringing the family that you like. So your mom, she's a little annoying. She ain't coming, all right? She's not making the cut. But the family is going to go on this great vacation to Florida. You're so excited to get away, relax, maybe do Disney, see the beach. And you find yourself with an open day where you don't have anything planned. Great. Be nice and relaxing. Maybe we'll stroll by the beach. But you see this big open time and you go, you know what? Let's go by Mar-a-Lago. Now look, I know it's a member-only thing, but let's bring the family. I like golfing. There's some golf courses a few miles away. There's some spas there. It's beautiful architecture. The dad will love it. He'll love looking at the property. You know, he's a little older, a little old-fashioned, wants to go for a stroll. He'll love it. So you pack the kids in the car. It's 10, 11 in the morning. Everybody slept in. You get your McDouble or whatever, your Egg McMuffin at McDonald's on your way to a multi-million-dollar property. You get there and you're going, wow, this place. I mean, look, you might not find yourself on the right or the left or, you know, but the Republican National Convention, maybe you find yourself in the center. But it's like, okay, but the whole convention was here at this private property. How grand is this going to be? Look at all these people. Maybe you see a famous person in the parking lot and you go, man, there's some nice cars parked here, but I'm just going to go check it out. So you get the family, you herd the family out of the rental minivan. You get, let's say you got a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, you got your parents, you got maybe a cousin with you and the wife, and you all stroll up down the beautiful greenway and you get to the front door and you go, look, let's just see how far we can get, you know, without paying anything. And you're going, wow, this place, I mean, it's so well tended. The grass is so green, the trees, everything is so beautiful. Everyone's dressed so nicely. There's a dress code here. You didn't dress. So you're like, well, I'm not going to get too deep, but let's just go look. We're talking elites. You know, whether you like the conservative or the Republican, you're talking rich people hang out here, okay? You go, let's just see what it's like let's see if we can see the chandelier once we open those. You get the family and the kids are kind of playing on the lawn. You're like, let's just check it out. We don't want to get in trouble. We'll move on with our day, maybe hit the beach later. And you get to the building and the kid, you know, wow, it's so beautiful. And you open the door and you, come on, let's get in. You got a lot of people with you. You open the door to the Mar-a-Lago private country club. And this is the first thing that you and the family see on your family vacation. Your 10-year-old, your 7-year-old, your dad, a boomer, whatever he is. This is the first thing y'all see when you walk through the doors at Mar-a-Lago. Hello. Welcome to the Owen Lee Show. You might know me from my bigger budget productions over at Owen Lee Productions. I put a lot of effort into those documentaries. But here on this show, we just yap. We yap about things like great places to take the family on vacation. Great vacation destinations. First order of business, Israel Adesanya. Phenomenal breakdown video of a takedown with Mauricio Ruffy? Not sure how to say it. I watched this video on repeat. I'm a big martial arts fan. I used to study it. I'd love to take more classes. It's so much fun. The technique is beautiful. Seeing this breakdown, see him break, because the camera, you can see how it's being broken down. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how to. Beautiful technique, and you can tell Adesanya just fascinated with this. I mean, I was hooked. Not a lot of things grab my attention, especially in the media age. You know, everything wants your attention. This one, the moment I saw it, oh my gosh, and you can tell Adesanya has this passion for the sport, just like a lot of us. He's asking him questions, you know, is it the hand? Is it the elbow that goes down? Oh man. It's one of those ones where you see the video, and like, oh my gosh, I gotta call up my buddy and practice this technique. Adesanya scheduled next with Joe Pyfer at a UFC fight night at the Climate Pledge Arena. That's where they're gonna be fighting in Seattle, the Climate Pledge Arena. Now, if you're anything like me, it's a weird name for a stadium. Weird name for a business. The Climate Pledge Arena. If you're like me, you might be wondering, what does that mean? What are we pledging to the climate by making this big building? By making this diesel engines used to create, men with giant machines that had to drive there? What are we talking about here? Are we recycling toilet water to use for their water fountains in their arena? When you're watching your basketball game, you go take a sip of the water fountain and you're drinking reused water? And paper straws for $10 slushies? I don't know. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Okay? Your $10 slushie, you're trying to, and it's got the paper straw, disintegrates before you. I don't know, there are wind turbines on the top of the stadium, maybe, like solar panels, the whole thing. Tesla put them up there. They're helping power Grok. I don't know. I looked into it. Turns out, pledging to the climate means somewhere but in the neighborhood of 140,000 to 680,000 dead birds every year. That's what pledging to the climate means. Killing birds. Hundreds of thousands of them. Moving on, Kayla Harrison out of Amanda Nunes fight at UFC 324. The big one, the big Paramount one. Everyone is excited. Everyone's looking forward. She's out. Neck injury. She's gone. Now, I'll give her, the video's a lot better than Arman's pull. Arman Saryukian pulled out of a title fight for a neck injury, but I would say Kayla's pull-out reasons a little better. A little better. Hey, she's at the, she recorded it with the neck brace and the tears, and I'm not saying it's not authentic. Her emotions are on her, so you can tell it's authentic. Better than Arman, Arman pulled out for trying to impress a girl the day of the fight or the day before the fight. Very different. Very different. I believe it was training related. Training injuries happen a lot. Which ones can you compete with? That's the big gray area. But every fighter goes into a fight. You could interview fighters. Don't take it from me. Go, watch these interviews. They will all tell you, you're going into a fight, you're busted up every single time. It's just a matter of, can I fight with this? And sometimes you can. And she looks like she had to have a surgery. So, maybe even one more surgery, I'm not sure. UFC 324, of course, between Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje, Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong, Waldo Cortez Acosta, Derek Lewis, Natalia Silva, Rose Namajunas. A lot of big names for UFC 324 and a lot of implications. That's always fun. That's always fun, is the context in which these fights are taking place. And if you've noticed by now, I yap a lot. That's what this channel is for. I'm doing my best to bring value and save people time, and I think that is valuable to perhaps MMA fans, or if you're fans of stories and games. Sometimes I cover games. I don't play a lot of games. Play some. I'm really kind of focused on my career stuff, but I do have a passion. I grew up on Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and Age of Empires, and computer games had a big part of me. So I like talking about it. But I wanted a channel where I can just talk about things I'm passionate about, and I yap a lot. Hence the name. So if you're a little perturbed by the amount of words, it's in the title. Okay? The implications. Ilya Topuria on Twitter. He connected to the interwebs. Okay? On X. He connected to the interwebs. He's like everyone else. Arman Saryukin, if there's one thing I can say about the guy, he's the everyman. Everyone can get along, flying the big jets and stuff. I'm sure he connected to the internet on dial-up. I'm sure he was texting his manager on AOL Messenger. Hey, can I say this on X? I got you can't talk on the phone while I'm on the internet, so I need an answer. You know anything about dial-up? He said, winner of Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, takes on him. Okay, so let's just go through. Justin wins. Justin wins the fight. It's a brawl. It's Paddy's first. Paddy was saying in an interview, he hasn't had a brawl before. Let's say it's a brawl. It's a blood octagon. There's blood everywhere. It's busted lips and, script. Justin wins. Taking on Paddy in April, May, June. Everybody likes Justin Gaethje. Everybody likes Max Holloway. Everybody likes Dustin Poirier. These fighters that just get in there to go to war. Not in there to get points necessarily. Not in there to clench it out and wrestle it out. They want to go in there and have a fantastic fan-friendly time. They've said about Justin Gaethje, he's every fighter's favorite fighter, as it were. It's hard to deny. He's fast. He's wonderful to watch. A little bit, maybe for some, it's a little bit static. There's not a lot of dynamicism with Gaethje's style. He's going in there and he's going to swing. And he's going to throw bombs. Not sure how that plays out. Ilya, on the other hand, not a huge fan of the arrogance of the. I don't even want to call it a persona, because it looks like it's more than just a persona. He talks a lot. He's always on front of the camera, always doing interviews, always talking this and that. However, as far as it comes to his predictions, as far as it pertains to reality, when he says something, Volk, Max, Charles, the Bronx, the champion has a name. His name is Charles Oliveira. He's knocking out fan favorites, and he's calling it. Now, I'm a stickler for honesty and truth. That's something that, though I yap a lot, I do try my best. And Ilya said, I'm going to do it in the second or third. It's like, okay, if you're going to say that, let's see it. Now, he's been truthful with most of it, but with one of them, I believe it was the Charles match. He said it was the second, I think it was the third, or said it was the second, it was ended up being the fourth, whatever. But no, it was Charles was immediate. I'm thinking of a different matchup. I can't recall right now, but I remember him saying it's going to be this round. It wasn't that round, but it was spectacular, and there's no denying that. Whether you like the guy, whether you don't, whether he gets on your nerves, gets on my nerves. There's no denying one of the phenoms of my lifetime, of my generation's lifetime. Personally, never seen anything like it. I'm a big Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fan. Thompson's had some phenomenal knockouts. Still don't know if it's as clean and consistent and concise as Ilya's fantastic career has been, especially over the last few years. So, a matchup, it's hard to say. I think it's the classic striker's delight, as they would call it, but Gaethje slightly older, Ilya a little younger. We're going to have that. Gaethje, we've definitely seen him in some wars. Ilya, personally haven't seen him in crazy wars. He's taken some damage, but not to the degree that a Gaethje has with his amazing, amazing style. I'm a fan. You know, Gaethje's a big golfer as well. You see these videos of him and Daniel Cormier hitting it off. They know where to go for a family-friendly vacation. I'll tell you that much right now. I'm a big fan. It goes the other way. Pimblett, let's say he gets a submission over Gaethje. Let's say he's in that brawl and he comes out on top. You know, again, he's younger. He's a younger guy coming in there. He gets the win. What happens next with the Ilya and the Paddy Pimblett? What's going to happen in that matchup? Hard to say. I'm not a prediction guy. I enjoy the sport for what it is. I like seeing it. I like an attention to detail. You can tell when people get in there and they've been practicing. You can tell when they're getting the rounds in. It's hard to say what's going to happen. It's always hard to say. We've seen Pimblett go for a phenomenal submission over King Green. We've seen him, we make these comments of he's got his chin out. He's proven that it's not a huge issue. But is it going to be an issue against a guy like Ilya? They've had this feud going on. If you're interested in that feud, I think it's been going on for quite a few years. It's going to heat things up. I don't know if it's sincere. I think it's one of those ones you kind of exaggerate a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited. UFC 324 is coming up. It's going to be on Paramount. I'm not paid to say it. I just am excited for the fact that you can save a little money. You don't have to spend, drive all the way to the bar or pay hundreds of dollars every time you want to watch a premium UFC fight card. So it's coming up. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you'd like a big production, very thoughtful production, I've done some documentaries on Dustin Poirier, Israel Adesanya, Merab Dvalishvili. Amazing story. And as always, I hope you know God and I hope you love him. We'll see you next time.